Dramax, welcome back. We just got through with episode 5 of Till the End of the Moon, and that episode was nuts. Didn't even realize how quickly the episode finished because we were just like, wait a minute, that's the end of the episode already?
Yeah.
Really good.
Yes.
So what did you think about the whole Bing Chong and Xiao Lin's situation about her not being to get main wife status like she deserved to be?
I felt so bad because, like, this is literally the only thing that she ever really wanted that was just for herself. It wasn't going to her younger sister. And I kind of saw, like, this marriage as a way of getting her out of that household and away from her sister being a tyrant and everything. It's like, okay.
And her family being negligent.
Exactly. Because, you know, it's not like they don't care for her because it's like, oh, you know, she's very noble. She's very kind. She has a good reputation with the kingdom. So it's helping her father kind of gain a little bit of favor with the king. But I feel like they only care about her so much as what she can provide for his status and, you know, all that stuff. And a lot of the situation with Bing Chan is mostly because of how the king does not trust her dad. So it's like she's the victim in all this shit. And she's like, can I just get my man and my marriage?
And just be living happily ever after.
Yeah, and just being like, oh, guess what? You're going to be a side piece concubine.
Surprise! What sucks is that evil Yishu had told her that you are pretty much only meant to be second best at that. And so she's like, even in this, in my love life, I still cannot get that main girl status. I can't make good on everything I tried to do up into my life. Because she's been the epitome of perfect. She kind of reminds me of Jane Bennett.
Yes.
You know, that perfect older sister that does everything right and still suffers for it.
Follows all the rules, did everything that she was told to do, and is still being slighted only because her youngest sister's mom has more favor into the family.
Right.
And it's just like that whole, you know, birth, I don't know what the right word is.
More like hierarchy, I guess, of sorts. Even with her being the firstborn, she was the firstborn from a concubine. Not from main wife status like Yishu's mother was.
Yeah.
And so that immediately puts her lower down, even though she is the oldest daughter. And even with her trying to marry pretty much like at the highest stand, because ironically enough, both sisters are married to princes, but we have one that's out of favor of his kingdom versus Shaolin, who is the epitome of good and righteousness and wanting to do the right thing all the time. And of course, like both sisters loved him. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that Yishu loved him. It's just something. It was a toy she wanted.
She saw him as a possession. Just, you know, another thing that she can control.
And something that her sister had that she wanted.
Exactly. She could take away just because she could. And yeah, like, Zhao Wu is a really cool person. Like, he's very noble. He does the right thing. So it's like, him and Bing Chong would be good for each other. It's just that they're dealing with circumstances that are beyond their direct control, and it's like
because a lot of it's still political in the higher sphere because like his father does not trust the Yi family, and especially since he's not sure about, especially with Tan Tai Jin marrying into the family, how that dynamics is, and especially since, you know, the Jing and the Shang kingdom are at war with each other. So it's just a whole convoluted mess about where we're at. And like, I think that was also like a deliberate step in from his father of not making Bing Chong main wife status for Shaolin, because if he happens to ascend to become king, then there might be like some other turmoil down the line that he wants to avoid.
And I got kind of understand the king's perspective, because it's like, you know, I want him to marry someone who is not going to come in with all these political issues and drama. And the state of the whole kingdom's peace is literally in this one household's hands.
Yes.
So it gives them a lot of potential power to be destructive or worse, depending on how things go with this marriage and all that. It's like, I know the eventual plan was to probably kill him at some point, but when was the right time to do that, especially when they're at war?
Right.
There's all these like tensions and everything, and it doesn't help that their entire household has been beating the shit out of him.
Right.
Which is only fueling the hate further. So it's like, I get the king's perspective, because he can't just be like, well, you know, I think if it wasn't for that dynamic, he'd probably be fine with the marriage. But he's like, I have to think about big picture shit. I can't just deal with you and your happiness. I have to think about everybody. And the capacity that this one household, this one family has to escalate a whole war.
Absolutely.
And destroy our kingdom. We can't have that. So,
right.
I get it. It just sucks that she is just, again, she's a pawn like anybody else. She's just kind of the victim in all this. And I can understand her turn as a demon, especially if she's just like, you know what? Fuck this. I can't get my man. I can't get nothing that I want. I'm always having to capitulate to that little shit of a sister.
Yes.
F all this. I'm burning shit down. And I'm like, you know what? I love that for her.
I know, right?
We haven't really gotten to that turn yet, but I can see they're planting the seeds early on about what's going to take place with her. And I'm like, ooh, this is going to be bad. And especially if, you know, he ends up actually getting an official wife. Some bitches are gonna die.
Yeah. I think like there's just gonna be like a lot more turmoil when it comes to that. I'm not privy to that because I didn't watch those portions when I watched the drama, but there's gonna be like issues leading up to that. But I know like she is like one of the most hated characters ever.
I don't blame her though. Like especially when you don't ask for anything, you don't ask for much. You've done everything you were expected to do, and you still get fucked over. At some point, people do snap, and it's like, it's not going to be pretty. Just like with Contact Jin, is like, look, I'm willing to put up with this as long as I can, but I can't do this anymore. I'm tired.
Right.
And now, seeing with him actually, like, testing out his powers at the wedding.
Yes.
And all that chaos, and I'm like, oh shit, it's happening.
Yes.
It's really happening.
And that was also like a very dynamic turn too, because he hears through the crow that, you know, Yishuwu and Shaolin was talking about him and how she pretty much diverged like, look, I cannot stand this dude. I actually want to kill him in my dreams. With Tentai Jin, he thought that authentically she was showing some kind of care for him because she's no longer abusing him or having him kneel at the lake or making him eat crappy food. She comes to his defense each and every time. She still does, even when he hears that confession. So when it comes down to the whole bird thing, going after her with the crows, he's hesitant to do it. And he's just like, I was okay with messing up all those others who messed up my entire life since I got here. But she was the one that like my heart felt something off, and I couldn't go through it, despite how I already know that she feels some kind of hatred towards me. And I also love the subtlety of the introduction of love and feelings, even though he does not have any love strings at all.
He's not really fully aware,
but it's still there.
It's subtle, like the way that like he kind of moves in front of her when
the pig prince comes through.
Prince starts, you know, picking on her. Like, it's one thing for him to be talking shit about Tentai Jin. He's like, no. That is mine.
That's my wife.
Like, I'm gonna kill her at some point. But that's you don't get to talk about her. That's my job. Because step the fuck off.
He's like, I don't even like you enough to disrespect her, and I don't even like her right now.
Right.
I mean, justice served. I don't hate the versing and all. It was also like beautifully shot and choreographed. It's almost like he was directing a symphony of these crows going after these people, and of course the music. It was perfect. That was a perfect thing.
Great. It was kind of cathartic, like seeing them get their comeuppance. And at first I was like, oh, people are gonna die. Like it's gonna be the red wedding up in here. But you know, even then he kind of like, you know what, this isn't as fun as I thought it was gonna be. Like it felt good in the moment, but it's like, you know, all this chaos that's being unleashed. I don't know if he really recognized it's like, oh wait, Bing-chan is gonna be upset. And then that scene where he finds her and she realizes like, oh crap, you did
all this.
You are the reason for this happening. That scene was the first time that I was legitimately creeped out by him. And I'm still trying to decide like what that meant when he like cast his power on that charm and gave it back to her or whatever. The little
the heart
seal
thing. I don't even know if he had done a protection on it or not. I think he just like legitimately just handed it back to her. He's also feeling so much of himself now, even though he felt nothing when all the dirty acts were being done to all those people, besides for the crow about to attack Ishu. But he also just like kind of basking in this glory of no longer feeling so helpless
and
anymore. Powerless. And so he's just like, okay, so with all of this, I can get out of here.
Yeah.
I think he's just like, I just need to step up my power game before I can get out. Because he also acknowledged that eventually these powers will run out. There's like a supply he has to steadily increase and keep getting powers in order for him to keep going. At least like to keep his, I guess, power rate going, I guess. Yeah. So, but what did you think overall? Like, good episode? Like,
this is, I think, probably my favorite episode because we get to see him actually putting into fruition all his plans. Really kind of coming to understand, like, his powers and what he wants. He's like, I want revenge. Mm-hmm. I want to take these people out. And I do appreciate that he wasn't trying to attack everybody. Like, he wasn't just going full ham and just like, you know what, F this wedding.
Just pretty much going like street sweeper everybody with these crows.
Exactly. He had very specific people he wanted to target, and they were people that had like a history
did him
wronged him. I think the one disappointment was like, was it Shaoli, I think, or Shaolin, yeah. That was really sad because, you know, when he overheard like, yeah, we got to keep him alive for XYZ reasons, and that break, I think that was like the moment he's like, I thought you cared for me. I thought we were friends. Like, you're the only person that actually has been consistent, and only to find out you were nice to me for your own benefit. Like, that turn right there is just like, oh, damn. I felt bad for him because...
Right.
And it wasn't just like a misunderstanding. In a way, that's true, but I wish he would have said, like, yeah, you know, I know we have to do this for political reasons, but, you know, I think he's a good person or whatever. It's not a misunderstanding necessarily. He just happened to hear that conversation, and I'm like...
From those two people that he thought had some feelings, if not even like deep, friendly friendship feelings, but at least like some kind of respect. Some type of
care.
And
like,
respect.
You know, it's like you don't have to like each other, but at least some type of concern that they're risking your lives constantly to protect him. I felt bad because I think that was a moment, because he was like, you know, things are going well. We're talking more, we're, you know, interacting more, things are good, maybe things won't be so bad.
Yeah.
And then to hear that, and he's just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going ham.
I know, right? You have those two dynamics with their whole relationship and stuff, and her being relegated to side chick concubine. Then you have the whole, like, Tantai-Jin hearing both Yishu and Sholin. They don't have the care that he thought they had towards him, even just a smidgen. Mm-hmm. There was nothing there. Then you have the wedding and him going ham.
The red wedding.
The red wedding. Literally, the red wedding. That was another thing I wanted to touch on, too, that despite Ishu's or Lisu's fear of birds, when she went back to try and look for Tantai-Jin and make sure he wasn't laid out somewhere, she went, you know, spearing that crow that was right by him and also facing the other birds just to ensure that he was safe, because she knew it was her duty to do that, but she was willing to push down her fear to save him. And so with that, he's just like, okay, now another turn of feelings I have to contend with. What is this?
What is happening
What's
here?
What's going on here? And I'm like, I love also and we had talked about this too, the subtle turns of romances. Of course, like, it's nuts for her to suddenly be in love or even like the man right now. But now that she understands his background, how he is the way he is, and that he's just pretty much like, a lot of things will happen here. It's just a victim of circumstances constantly. And so I think with her having that understanding, of course, and now wanting to be more of a wifey for him right now, just to make sure he stays on the tried and true path of righteousness and goodness, that he will eventually not want to, he'll turn to be the devil god, that he will stay on this path that she will set for him. Because I think that's just what is going to be the best practice, because she already knows, like, you know, evil Yishu had turned him, so amongst other things.
And
so
it's interesting seeing the conflict in both of them as they sort of grapple with, okay, I have a duty, I have a mission, but then these things keep happening, and do I still go forward with this, or do I do what I'm supposed to do?
Or do I diverge from this point?
Because he's like, look, I'm just trying to get out of this kingdom because I'm not happy here.
Right, not happy anywhere.
And I just want to get out of here and just be done with all this and get my powers or whatever. I'm just ready to go. But I feel like part of him is sort of preserving himself to see what's going on with this whole timeline. He's like, I want to kill her. She was part of this whole deal. I want to take her out, but I need to figure out
what this is.
What does this mean? And
why did it bother me to try and kill her? I can't do it despite me knowing that she can't stand me. Like, feelings. Like,
and with her, she's like, I still can't stand him. I don't want to trust him, but
it's a lot of back and forth with her because she still has her projection on him of what he can be versus what he is now.
And what he's capable
of. But I'm like, but there's still inklings inching there, and she can see it starting to like unravel before her.
The nail scissors scene where he's like playing with the nail scissors, and she's like, actually, you know what? I need to trim my nails. Because he's just sitting there with it, like with the candle. She's like, okay, this is weird.
I know, right? I'm glad that they showed something like that, you know, his weirdisms. I can see why people were just like,
that's suspicious. That's weird.
Don't play with that child today. I get that. I'm like, he's going to be a psychopath. Gotcha. And also, like, you were talking and touching about, like, how showing him in this state kind of reminds you a lot of neurodivergent people or autistic people.
Yeah.
In that way of just, like, unaware, you know, of course, like, not really good with social situations and stuff. And not saying that people on the spectrum are completely 100%, you know, heartless like he can be or anything like that. But what I like about this drama is that not everything is as it seems.
Yeah.
A lot of things are a lot more nuanced than we give it credit for, and a lot more complicated than anything that you can put your mind to.
And even each character's decisions are complicated because, like, you understand his reasons for wanting to get revenge on everybody. Like, he has valid reasons for it. And even while he's performing, he's like, you know, this feels all grand and good and stuff, but it's not fulfilling in the way that he expected it to be. And so that kind of shows that he has a certain amount of self-awareness of his actions and how they affect people, but also internally how they make him feel.
Right.
And it's like, okay, it felt good in the moment to see, you know, Pig Prince getting pecked out, but like...
It's like I still felt nothing about it except for just regarding her.
Yeah, just a little bit of satisfaction of taking out revenge, but it didn't have that lasting fulfilling that he thought it would. So I'm interested to see how that develops over time. Wedding guests, they don't really know the culprit, but Bing Chan does, and Siwoo does. So it's like, okay, now I think the next episode will be kind of breaking down like investigating the wedding, and how that's going to play into the Yi family and how they play a role in all this. And it's like, kind of interesting.
I know, right? And a little bit suspicious
that we didn't have all this demon shit happen until it's again the Yi family's involved,
right,
at my son's wedding.
But I'm like, they can also like kind of attest. Is like, look, the older Yi son got attacked too. Maybe that might throw off some suspicion from the king.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people like don't even need the excuse. If they don't mess with something, they're just not gonna mess with it no matter what the facts are. Well, so I don't know.
What was so funny was when the crow started talking and they're all leaning in to listen, and I'm like, the crow was talking. Get the fuck out.
Get out.
Leave.
You need to retreat.
If an animal is talking to you.
Since it was like, what's his name? Xiao Liang, the pig prince. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, lean in closer, please do, so he can get to that aisle.
Okay, I was like, where the Mockingjays at? Like,
I'm saying, I'm like, I volunteered that dude as tribute to go first, and I'm glad he did.
I'm glad he got his comeuppance. I'm not gonna lie, that felt good.
I absolutely did, but freaking banger of an episode. So can't wait to keep diving into it. So you got anything else to add?
This is amazing. Go watch this drama for real. Each episode feels like a deep dive in character development. The story, the pacing is really good. And I like how they're planting seeds of the potential romance and friendship between them. How people will turn in later parts. You can see where
the cultivation's already happening.
Where it's happening. And I like how it's paced very well. So I love this so far. So,
good.
Yeah, let's keep watching.
All right, well, we're going to get back into it. And like we said, it's just our thoughts.